Hello. Hey guys, Ryan here from Indy Wrestling School, and today we're going to talk about the most important thing you need to have in your pockets on the day of a show coming up. Hey guys, thanks for checking out this video. If you're new here, please consider subscribing below. We put out new videos every single Wednesday, except during a pandemic. And today we want to talk about the most important things you'll need in your pockets on the day of a show as a wrestling promoter. Now look, I realize you might not have a million pockets and you might not be able to fit all this stuff, but you need to have them somewhere accessible, whether they're at the table that you're staying at the entire time. The first thing I want to go over is SD cards. It might seem kind of like a throwaway thing, like you put an SD card in the camera, but you never know when you're gonna run into an issue. I've had problems before where we set a camera up, we plug it in, somebody accidentally hits record, the show starts, and that camera's now been running for 6 hours while we were setting up and then we're doing the show. So halfway through the show, the camera runs out, we need to replace that SD card. If your SD cards are not big enough, you'll need to replace them more frequently, obviously. So having extra is always a good plan. Always keep them in your pockets, and after the show, the first thing you do is go around, collect all your footage, and put those cards directly in your pocket. When you get home, take them directly out of your pocket. If possible, as soon as you get home, try to upload those clips because you don't want to lose them. After the show's completely edited, export all the clips, your hard camera, export all the clips to YouTube and leave them unlisted. And then your entranceway camera and your side view camera. Export the full clips, not just the edited stuff, so you always have a backup of all that data. The second thing I have on me at all times, obviously, cell phone. You need to have it on, you need to have it loud and on vibrate because you never know when you're gonna get a call in the middle of your show with somebody canceling, somebody needs something. There's always things that are going on, and it seems like everybody wants to wait until the last minute to give you any information. So always have your phone on you. If you have some sort of a watch that'll pair to your phone, even better, because then you'll see it coming in all day on your phone. Your phone is going to blow up on the day of a show. There's no getting around it. I've run hundreds of shows in my lifetime, and I still have my phone blowing up every single show. The third thing you want to carry with you all day, in my opinion, is a camera. And I'm not just talking about your phone. If you can remember to take a bunch of pictures and videos on your phone, that's great. But for me, I always have another camera attached to my hip at all times on the day of a show. So I can remember, okay, here's something going on, let me take a picture. Here's another thing going on, let me take another picture. And it's not just the stuff that's happening during the show, it's all the backstage stuff. My friends are getting advice from Shane Douglas or Justin Credible or Steve Corino or whoever else. And I see them interacting with these guys that we grew up idolizing. Pictures to me are not necessarily important today, they're important in the future. I'm taking a picture of a locker room where just a bunch of guys are talking. It might not mean anything to you now, next year, or the year after. But I guarantee you in 10, 15, 20 years, when you're looking back on your run of shows, you're gonna look back at that locker room and say, man, if I could just have that team back together. You know, maybe some of those guys went to WWE, maybe they're no longer with us. Whatever the case is, you're always gonna wanna look back and you always wanna have more content than you'll ever need. The fourth thing you'll wanna have on you is cash. That's not just cash for the front door, you're gonna need cash for merchandise, for anything you're selling, food, whatever, and extra cash in case somebody drops out and you need to pay somebody more to do something that somebody else was gonna do for free or for relatively cheap. You'll find that people will tend to raise their rates if something's last minute, or conversely, maybe you'll find somebody will do it cheaper, and that's great. You save some money. Always have money in case of an emergency. You always want to carry cash on you the day of a show. I can't stress that enough. The fifth thing you want to have on you is a USB drive. And now on this drive, you want to have a listing of the show so you can make changes if you need to. Obviously, you're not going to be able to print it out, but if you have a version of the show that you can look at on a computer screen during the show, that's always helpful. If you have extra music, generic music, all that stuff is very important. You never know if a computer's gonna die and somebody else has one that you can use for music or whatever the case is. Always have a little USB drive on you with all these extra things that might come in handy, such as spare music, the format of the show, the ring announcer's sheet, all that stuff laid out and ready to go just in case there's an emergency. The sixth and most important thing is your Indy Wrestling School membership. Now this membership I'm just kidding. There's no membership. And again, I just want to stress to everybody that I'm no expert. I've just been doing this for a long time. I've done a lot of shows, and I'm just giving you my opinions and my thoughts here on this channel. So if you like this video, please beat the shit out of the like button, and I'll see you next week. And everybody out there, please stay safe. These are some crazy times that we're living in, so just everybody stay safe out there. If you're doing pro wrestling shows, please be safe, and don't be naive enough to think that the wrestling world needs your show right now. It can wait a couple months. Just everybody stay healthy and happy, and we'll get through this thing together. All right, I'll see you next time.